Standing here with Rod Crowfoot, very exciting times, Rod, as we get to the stage where we're actually physically in Macquarie Home Stay. And I have recollections of some of the Macquarie Home Stay conversations, probably back around 2012 was my first recollection when I went along and sat around a committee meeting with your committee, hard working committee. But it goes back even further than that, doesn't it?
It does. It was probably maybe 2009, 2010. The discussions first started in Dawn Fadell's office, and there was the state member of the day, there was Dawn and Lillian Brady, the mayor from Cobar, and a group of community people who just sat around a table and said, this is an issue, where do all these people come and stay, particularly from Cobar at that stage, when they've got to come to Dubbo, where do they stay that doesn't cost an arm and a leg? Yeah. And so it's, here we are today, all these years later. Yeah, so that's going back about 9 years now, as you say. As I said, I started my involvement around 2012. I remember going to a committee meeting, this is a fantastic idea, but obviously money was the issue. There was certainly commitment from the committee, but money was the issue. And then I remember when I was mayor, you came along to an OROC meeting, about 2013 I think it would have been, and you talked to the mayors around OROC and talked about the fact that this was a great facility. 50%, over 50% of the admissions to Dubbo Hospital came from outside Dubbo. Obviously most of those came from the OROC region. And you talked about ways we might get some funding together from that meeting. And that's the thing, was when you look at the number of babies that are being brought to the hospital every year, the fact that half of them were coming from outside the Dubbo local government area was a substantial number. But it was more than just maternity. There's, with the changes to how health are delivering services now, it's day surgery and it's elective surgeries and it's the accident emergency and it's all the other bits and pieces that go on in hospital as well that people have to travel from. And it's not just travel half an hour, they might have to travel 5 or 6 hours. So when they've got to travel such a distance and there's nobody there that they know, where can they sort of come and stay that feels a bit like home for them? And that was, for us, the driver of getting Home Stay up and running was to make sure that there was somebody here in Dubbo that was prepared to step up and actually provide accommodation for a really particular group of people that really needed something special. And we're really proud of what Home Stay has done so far, but also what it will now do in the future. Yeah, and I remember after the 2013 meeting, I had a crazy idea of getting a bike ride together to really kickstart that major fundraising. Of course, I sat down with yourself, and you're not going to organise a bike event without Andrew McKay involved. So I remember sitting down at the Grapevine Cafe out the back there with yourself, Andrew McKay and myself, and talked about a bike ride and said, let's just do it. I actually rang around all the mayors in OROC and I said, I'm trying to organise a bike ride, I want you to be involved, and they were all happy to ride a motorbike. They didn't realise there was actually a push bike I was talking about. And so we organised that first event there, some great community support from a lot of Dubbo businesses. And when you think about it, that's a real sign of the support in Dubbo, given the fact that those businesses, they won't use this facility. They're not going to travel from outside of Dubbo to stay here because they already live here. So it was a great support from Dubbo businesses, great support from all those mayors. They all, every single one of them, got on a bike. They rode different distances. Some of them rode a couple hundred metres, some of them rode 50 to 70 kilometres, and they're not regular bike rides, some of these guys, so a big commitment. And from that, from memory, about $180,000 was kicked in, and then that gave you the ability to go to the state government when the Cobra transition money was available and talk to the state government about getting some of that significant funding on the back of all that community support. And for us, it was, we had to show as part of that grant application process what support do we have, or what legitimacy do we have in this area for needing this sort of service. The fact that we could say there's been an event held that identified through donations, so we could say this is how much was donated, was a huge thing for us. Certainly the bike ride was able to give a brand to what we were trying to achieve, so an awareness in community was really important. And then from that to then have letters of support from each of those councils to say Macquarie Home Stay is a great thing and we're supporting of it. To put all that then together as part of our grant application then allowed us and allowed the government to see that this is something that's really important for, not for Dubbo, but for the greater region. And that investment we're now standing in today has then helped us leverage that then into other opportunities. And other people have said, well, what support do you have? How do I know that I'm isolated? That you have other people that all want to do this as well. So for us to be able to say we have support from state government through this grant, we have support from major fundraising activities such as the tour, and then all these other areas that we've received support from as well, it all culminates into sort of showing that this is not just one small group, one small isolated individual that's trying to achieve something. This is a community-based project, and I think that's really important. There's ownership from community groups, from individuals, from business. It's very much a holistic investment in getting something like this up and running.
Yeah, and I must admit my intention in 2013 when I sat down and designed the ride and had our council staff supporting me and helping me do that. There was no committee involved. I just went, let's just go and make it happen. It was designed to be a one-off to get the fundraising kick-started, and then the Cobble transition money came along, and so that was absolutely fantastic. And then there was some crazy idea that maybe it should be a ride that was done every 2 years. So we got Rotary involved then from 2015, and they actually put a committee together, ran the ride again in 2015, the ride then ran again in 2017, and so there's been 3 of those, and I think it will now be an event that goes every 2 years, because as much as we look around this, and this is a great facility here, this is only stage 1. You've got the ability to put more stages here.
And I think that's the really important thing is that when we open here with stage 1 in December, we're going to be able to support 14 individuals or families who are receiving treatment out of the hospital. So that's 14 more people than we're able to do now. So I think that 14 is really important. But that's only one part of it. That's only stage 1. We've got already as part of our approvals, we've got subsequent stages we can grow into. And certainly stage 2 is identified, ready to go. As soon as we can raise the capital to be able to build it, stage 2 is right. And stage 3 for us will then become the accommodation for the Western Cancer Centre. So when it's built and opening to the end of 2020 or thereabouts, we'll be providing the accommodation for that. So we've sort of got sort of up around 30 odd rooms that we've got to build over the next 2 to 3 years. So we've got a lot of work still to do in certainly grant chasing, capital raising, fundraising, sponsorships, that sort of stuff too. So yes, 14 is great for stage 1, but certainly out in the beginning, we've got a lot of work still to go over the next couple of years.
Yeah, and of course, this parcel of land that we're sitting on now was a great parcel of land that was negotiated between the City Council and the state government, the old racecourse land at the corner here off Tamer Grain Drive. And obviously the plan was not just to get a parcel of land that was big enough to build this building, obviously with those future expansion plans, and that to me gives it that future proofing, and this facility will continue to grow for many years on. It sounds like we'll probably have to do some more 2-hour bike rides to help with the fundraising, but there's lots of other community groups that are putting money in as well.
There is, it's a lot of the service clubs have been really great to us, and we've received large and small donations from them, whatever they're able to do. There was a wonderful event up in Wildwood the other day. They had an afternoon tea event out in Wildwood, and they raised some money for us as well. So it doesn't matter what the event is, there's opportunities out there to do things for us. It will all go into an item that you choose. So people can either choose to help us donate towards stuff that can help with our guest experiences. People can donate to help build stage 2. There can be lots of different ways that people can be involved with. So we certainly look forward to having those individual chats when the time comes around. What do they feel that they would like to sort of have their money go towards? And there is one way or the other that we'll be able to help them out. And it all goes into providing this experience for these guys that have to travel. So really, really important, and we're really pleased to sort of be able to bring that together.
Yeah, and I do remember on previous tour rocks, we would travel around with plans, once there were plans available. The first one we took a Lego house, which wasn't quite representative of exactly what we see here now, but the subsequent tours we took around plans. That was great to show people plans, but it's never as exciting as showing them photos of actual buildings, and that'll be the next tour I can see when we show them photos and videos of the actual buildings and let people see that they can donate and see what it will look like and see that it's in operation now. That'll be very exciting. In terms of the actual people who are staying here, the plan for those people, what sort of criteria will be involved in terms of selecting or allowing people to stay here? Obviously, it's not designed to be a motel. There's motels in WA, you're not trying to take away their business. But what's the criteria for people staying here?
The core driver for homestay has always been about for those that have had to travel to be treated at a hospital. So it's about the treatment in the hospital. So it's not a jump online and book online for when you want to come and stay. People will ring us up, we'll talk through whether they're being admitted, what are they having, are they coming with a support person, a carer, a partner, and how can we sort of help them with their stay either pre or post treatment. It could be a day, it could be a week, it might end up being longer, and we can just talk through that around what's important for them and how do they want to manage their stay. But principally, the key component is they've got to be able to have treatment in the hospital. Okay. So it could be it could be any number of those surgeries or admissions or different things they've got to have. So long as their core is being addressed, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, and I know there was some discussion about IPTAS funding, which is available from the government for people staying, but that one is more than 100 kilometres away from home, so some of the people that will be staying here might be from Gilgandra or Narromine or Trinity or Wellington, so they'll be less than 100 kilometres, so they wouldn't apply for IPTAS, but IPTAS obviously helps them pay for it, but it's not compulsory for people staying here.
Yeah, exactly. IPTAS is an interesting monster, and it's something that we're working towards trying to make fairer for those that have to do some travelling, and for us it doesn't matter whether you travel from as close as Wellington or whether you've got to travel from Berg. The issues are still the same. You've got to travel somewhere, it's away from home, and so tyranny of distance is a real issue. So for those that are able to access the IPTAS funding, we'll be able to make that claim on their behalf at the time of check-in. So it just reduces that cash flow and that commitment people have to make. So we're really looking forward to making accessibility to affordable accommodation a really important part of the homestay operation, and where we can alleviate some of those costs and some of those out-of-pocket expenses during their stay. That's what we're going to try and do.
Yeah, sounds fantastic. No, it's very exciting. Thanks for the tour around here. It was great to see the physical building, and congratulations on the great work that yourself and I know a great team, a great committee you've got sitting around you as well. Congratulations to all the people, and I'm very excited to see the first person actually staying here. It'll be for you 9 years of hard work. For us, it's really just seeing all those tour rocks and all those sore bottoms on those tour rocks come to fruition. I'm sure there'll be a lot of excited riders, some of those mares that rode, some of those, we see that'll be great to see all the hard work their bottom did on those bikes will actually come to fruition. So it's great to see a community project like this in Dubbo, and it just is more evidence of the great community spirit we do see in Dubbo. Well done.
Yep, thank you. Thanks for coming up.
Thanks, mate.